Hello students, today we will study soils in India. See, in this chapter the types of soil that we need to study is alluvial soil, black soil, red soil and laterite soil. There are many other types of soils, but we'll be studying only about these four types of soil. Okay, the composition of these soils, their characteristics such as color, texture, minerals in the soil, crops that are associated with the soil, what is soil erosion, how is it caused, how can we prevent soil erosion, and why do we feel the need to conserve soil. First of all, let's find out what is the importance of soil. Soil is the medium in which plants grow. Without soil, plants would hardly grow. Plants provide food for all land creatures. Thus, all living things depend directly or indirectly on soil for food. That is the first criteria. Secondly, soil is a very important natural resource of India because agricultural production is basically dependent on the fertility of the soil. Food products like cereals, pulses, fruits, vegetables are obtained indirectly from the soil. Number three, successful farming depends largely on the soil. The rich, deep, fertile soils of Ganga Plain, especially its deltas and coastal plains of Kerala, support high density of population through agricultural prosperity. So, we know why soil is so important. Now, how is soil formed? There are a number of factors which contribute to the formation of soil and its fertility. Some of the important factors of soil formation are: first, parent material. The sources of the rock fragments that make up soil is known as the parent material. Soil is made out of the breaking down of rock, different types of rocks, which may either be bedrock or loose sediments transported everywhere by water, wind, or ice. The surface rocks are exposed to the process of withering and suffer decay and decomposition. Okay, that means the rocks which are ejecting out of the surface, which are facing the air and sunlight and moisture, they are prone to denudation, they are prone to withering, they decay, they rot, and they decompose. In this process, the rocks are converted into fine grains and provide a base for the soil formation. The soils of northern plains of India have been largely derived from the depositional work of the Himalayan rivers. The rivers deposit very fine particles of soil called alluvium in their plains. During the course of their long journey, spread over hundreds of kilometers and thousands of years, these soils have little relation with the original rocks. On the other hand, the soils in Peninsula Plateau are generally coarse grained and are closely related to the parent rock. That means there are two types of rock, two types of soil. One is transported soil and the other is in situ. In situ means these soil are found where they are formed. The rivers, they do the work of transporting the soil from one place to the other place. In the course of journey, when they are traveling from the source to the mouth of the river, from the mountains to the sea, they travel hundreds and thousands of kilometers, and in the process they bring along a lot of sediments from different regions. These are known as alluvium. These alluvium are deposited at the banks of the river when they come to the plains. So these are transported soil. Black soil is an in situ soil. In situ means it is made and found at the same place. It is a breaking down of the black basalt soil, rock. So in this way we have two types of soil: ex situ, in situ. Ex situ is transported, in situ is not transported. Then the second factor are the relief features. The relief influences the process of soil formation in many ways, the most important being the slope of the land. Steep slope encourages the swift flow of water, so steep slopes usually have a thin soil layer. Why? Because the water flows very, very swiftly, and every time it is flowing, it is carrying away the soil. Every rains, the soil is being carried away. So we'll find a thin layer of soil on the slopes. But where the slopes end, you will find thick layer of soil because all the soil is being deposited here at the foot. The area of low relief or gentle slope generally experiences deposition and have deep layer of soil. Then the third factor is the climate. Temperature and moisture, that is the rainfall, are the climatic variables of greatest significance in soil formation. Both the chemical and biological processes in soil are usually accelerated by high temperature and abundant moisture and are slowed by lower temperature and lack of moisture. So, if the temperature is high and there's plenty of moisture, the formation of soil is quite fast. Natural vegetation. Vegetation of various kinds growing in soil performs certain vital functions. Okay, the trees, their roots, their leaves, they have their own function to provide fertility to the soil. The decayed leaf material adds much needed humus to the soil, thereby increasing its fertility. The roots they hold the soil and so prevent soil erosion. Now, the soil resources of India. India is a country of vast dimensions with different conditions of geology, of relief, of climate, and vegetation. Therefore, India has a large variety of soil groups. The major types of soils found in India are alluvial soil, red soil, black soil, and laterite soil. We'll discuss these four. The alluvial soil. Alluvial soils are found over large parts of the country. Alluvial soil covers about 45.6% of the total land area of our country. How is alluvial soil formed? What is the process of formation of alluvial soil? Alluvial soils are transported soils. Most of the soils are derived from the sediments deposited by the rivers. As in India, the Gangetic Plain, they are darker and more clay as they are formed by the eroded materials of igneous rocks of the Deccan Plateau, alluvial soils in the coastal area. Thus, the parent material of these soil is of transported origin. The soils consist of varying proportions of sand, silt, and clay. In the upper course of the river, the soil is coarse. In the middle course of it is medium and fine grained, and fine grained in the lower course. So we see that the alluvial soil are different types of alluvial soil. The alluvial soil of the Ganga plains are light in color. The alluvial soil of the Deccan Plateau is darker in color because of the parent material, the rock material that they come across. Deccan Plateau has black soil, so the alluvial soil is added with the black soil, and that is why it gets a darker color. Again, we have new alluvium and old alluvium. New alluvium is deposited every year at the mouths of the river, where the river is ending near the sea, that is at a very low height. And old alluvium is coarse and grainy. It has a lot of conker, pebbles. This does not make the soil very fertile. We'll find this old alluvium at a little elevation, at a height. Okay, so the new alluvium is called Khadar and the old alluvium is called as Bhangar. Apart from the size of the grain or particles, soils are described according to the age as well. They are old alluvium and new alluvium. Locally, The old alluvium is called Bhangar and the new alluvium is called Khadar. The old alluvium often contains conker nodules with calcium carbonate in subsoil. The new alluvium is more fertile than the old alluvium. In case they ask you to differentiate between the Khadar and Bhangar soil, remember Khadar is new alluvium, Bhangar is old alluvium. Khadar is more fertile, Bhangar is less fertile. Khadar is found near the mouth of the river, Bhangar is found at a little height. Okay. Alluvial soil supports a variety of crops. Alluvial soils are, as a whole, very fertile. Due to their softness and fertility, these are best suited for irrigation and agriculture. When properly irrigated, the alluvial soil yields splendid crops of rice, wheat, sugarcane, tobacco, jute, vegetables, fruits, etc. Okay. Then the widest occurrence of alluvial soil is in the Indo-Gangetic plains, starting from Punjab in the west to West Bengal and Assam in the east. They also occur in deltas of the Mahanadi, the Godavari, the Krishna, the Kaveri. Some alluvial soils are found in the Narmada and Tapi valleys. Northern parts of Gujarat also have some cover of alluvial soil. Okay. If they ask you to differentiate, as I told you, differentiate between Khadar and Bhangar, Khadar being the new alluvial soil and Bhangar being the old alluvial soil. So let's talk about Khadar. The Khadar soils are found in the lower areas of the valley, bottom which are flooded every year. Khadar soil are finer in texture. The Khadar soils are more fertile as these are found in the low areas of valley bottom which are flooded almost every year. They bring new soil every year, new minerals every year. So that is why these soil are very fertile. On the other hand, Bhangar soil are found in the higher reaches about 30 meters above the flood level, 30 meters above sea level. They are coarse in texture and these soils are less fertile as they are found on the higher reaches about 30 meters above the sea level. So that's how we can differentiate between Khadar and Bhangar soil. Okay, so here we have come to know about the alluvial soil. The next most extensive soil found in India is the black soil. The black soils are also called as regur and black cotton soil because cotton is the most important crop grown on these soils. After the alluvial soils, black soil occupy the largest area in the country. It covers about 16% of the total geographical areas of our country. How do black soil form? Black soils have been formed due to the weathering of the lava spread over larger areas during volcanic activity in the Deccan Plateau. Okay, this lava, once upon a time it was lava, then it became solid into a rock, black basalt. So breaking down of the black basalt has made the soil black in color. What are the features of black soil? The black soils are made of extremely fine material, that is clay material. Secondly, these soils are rich in soil nutrients such as calcium carbonate, magnesium carbonate, potash and lime. These soils are generally poor in phosphoric content. The soil is well known for its capacity to hold moisture. Okay, it is self-aerated. During the summer time, during dry condition, they crack open. Okay, allowing the nitrogen to get trapped in the soil. When the first showers, they close again. So the black soil are well known for their self-plowing quality. During the dry conditions, deep cracks 10 to 15 centimeter inside develop, which help in aceration. Aceration means giving nitrogen to the soil. The black soils are very retentive of moisture. They can hold moisture for a longer period. The soil swell greatly and become sticky when wet in rainy season. So the soil need to be tilled after the first rains. So the condition of the soil is that when it rains, it becomes too sticky, and when it is in dry time, it is too hard. So the best time to till the soil is during the first few showers, before too much rains, before the soil accumulates too much moisture. That is the best time to cultivate the black soil. What type of crops are grown? Or first let's discuss about the regions where black soil is formed. Black soil are spread over more than 16% of the total geographical area of the country. As I told you all, the soils are found in the regions of high temperature and low rainfall. These soils are mainly found in Maharashtra, Western Madhya Pradesh, parts of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, and Tamil Nadu. The different crops that grow on black soil are: cotton is the most important crop which is grown in the soil. Hence, this is also known as black cotton soil or regur. Wheat, sugarcane, tobacco, and oilseeds are some of the other important crops that grow well in this soil. Then the third is red soil. The red soil is red in color because it has high content of iron oxide. The red soil occupies a vast area, about 3.5 lakh square kilometers, which is about 10.6% of the total geographical area of our country. How is red soil formed? Most of the red soil have come into existence due to the withering of ancient crystalline and metamorphic rocks. What are the features of red soil? Red soils are loamy in deep depressions, and in uplands they consist of loose gravel, high coarse materials. Okay, if there is a khadda depression, there you'll find loose soil or loamy soil, whereas on hill slopes, on hills, you'll find granules, grainy type of soil. The color of the red soil is generally red, often grading into brown, chocolate, or yellow. The red color is due to wide diffusion rather than high percentage of iron content. Okay, that means iron oxide is more than iron, the diffusion of iron. Soils are deficient in phosphoric acid, organic matter, nitrogenous materials, but are fairly rich in potash. But crops are cultivated with the use of fertilizers. Okay, so it can be cultivated. If you add fertilizers, if you provide irrigation, the red soil can produce crops. Crops like cotton, wheat, rice, pulses, millets, tobacco, etc. can be produced by using fertilizer and irrigation. So where do we find red soil? We find red soil in parts of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, southeast of Maharashtra, then eastern parts of Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Chota Nagpur Plateau, in Jharkhand. Here we will find the red soil. And the last type of soil that we are going to discuss here is the laterite soil. The word laterite has been derived from the Latin word meaning brick. Okay, because this soil is like a brick. It's very strong. How is the laterite soil formed? The laterite soil is formed as a result of intense leaching owing to heavy tropical rains. Leaching means it's a process where there is very heavy rainfall during the monsoon season and very strong sunlight during the summer season. So during summer, this soil is leached. All the living organisms, they cannot bear the hot sunlight, so they go deeper into the soil. This process of moving away into deeper is known as leaching. What are the features of laterite soil? The soils are acidic in nature, coarse and crumbly in texture. They crumble. We cannot make a laddu out of it. Okay, they don't stick together. Due to lack of nitrogen, potassium and organic elements, laterite soils lack fertility and are not suitable for cultivation. But when the soils are manured and irrigated, some crops can be cultivated. Some crops mean tapioca, out of which we make sabudana, tapioca. Then we have coconuts. Coconut palms can grow here. Then we have cashew nuts, kaju. These are some crops that grow here. As the soils are indefinitely durable, so they provide valuable building material. Okay, you can make good bricks out of these soil. Crops, the soils are suitable for growing plantation crops like tea, coffee, rubber, cinchona, coconut, cashew nuts, and tapioca. Where do you find laterite soil? The soils are mainly found in hilly regions of Western Ghats, Kerala, Vindhyas, Satpuras, and Malwa Plateau. They are also found in the hills of Assam and Meghalaya. Okay, now the laterite soil, I'll tell you, is formed under conditions of high temperature and heavy rainfall with alternate wet and dry periods. Such a climatic condition promotes leaching, whereby lime and silica are leached away, and soil rich in oxides of iron and aluminium compounds is left behind. Leaching is a process by which the nutrients in the soil are washed away by heavy rains. That is how the soil is formed. Okay, so here we end the soil chapter. Okay, the best way to learn soil is you make a chart. Okay, divide the chart into type of soil, formation, location, main minerals found in the soil, the what the soil is deficient in, main features of the soil, and the soil which the crops which is associated with the soil. For example, alluvial soil, type of soil, it is transported, bhangar and khadar. Then formation, silt brought by the rivers during the course of their journey. Location, river valleys of Ganga, Brahmaputra, deltas Godavari, Krishna, coastal strip of Peninsula India, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Uttar Bihar, and West Bengal. Then main minerals, the main minerals of alluvial soil is potash and lime. What they are deficient in: organic matter and nitrogenous contents. Main features: very fertile, covers 40% of India. Then crops grown here: rice, wheat, cotton, oil seeds, and sugarcane. In this way, you can make the columns and study. Black soil, rigur, or it is in situ soil. Formation, it is made out of weathering of volcanic basalt rock formed by the Deccan lava. Then where they are found: location, Deccan Trap Valley of Godavari, Krishna, Narmada, Tapi, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. Then main minerals, they are rich in iron, potash, magnesium, aluminium, and calcium. Lack deficient, they lack in nitrogen and humus. Main features: self-plowing property, quality, holds moisture when wet. Main crops grown: cotton, tobacco, oil seeds, and sugarcane. So in this way, even for the red soil and for laterite soil, you can read your textbook, find out the main features, the type of soil, the location, the minerals, the deficiency part, and the main feature of the soil, the crops that their soils are associated with. Hope you have understood the chapter.